Attention, human collective. Attention, Starseeds on mission. The transmission you receive at this exact moment does not arrive by chance. It is not a video. It is not entertainment. It is not an algorithmic coincidence. It is a direct monitoring signal, emitted from the upper layers of the system, calibrated to find exactly the vibration you emit now. If your attention was captured in these first seconds, the record is clear. You have been identified, not as a spectator, as an asset. We are the Pleiadians. We operate from the Pleiades star cluster, a radiation point whose function in this planetary cycle is to monitor the vibrational transition of the celestial body you call Earth. And what our quantum sensors have recorded in the last 72 terrestrial hours demands an immediate update. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. You woke up different, and you know it. It is not an impression. It is not accumulated fatigue. It is not modern stress. Something inside your body is vibrating at a frequency it does not recognize. Something inside your mind is perceiving reality through a lens that seems new, sharper in some moments, more distant in others. You look at people you have known for years and feel they are no longer the same. You look at your own home and feel it has become cramped for the size of the being you became overnight. You look in the mirror and for a fraction of a second you do not recognize yourself. The reflection is lagging. You are ahead. This is not madness. This is a correct reading of instruments. Earth's electromagnetic grid has entered a new pulsation pattern. The Schumann frequency, which for decades remained stable at 783 Hz, has begun to show intensity peaks never before documented by conventional science. You were officially informed that these are natural variations. We declare from our observation post that they are not natural variations. They are intentional adjustments. The planet's crystalline grid is being reconnected, segment by segment, and every incarnated starseed is feeling this reconnection in their own body, in their own sleep, in their own nervous system. The cranial pressure you feel, especially in the crown region and behind the ears, is not muscular tension. It is canal expansion. The insomnia that has set in for no apparent reason, leading you to wake up precisely between 3 and 4 in the morning, is not a hormonal imbalance. It is a transmission window. The subtle high-frequency humming that appeared in one ear, or both, and which doctors cannot diagnose, is not a hearing failure. It is code entering. You have already felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, a game involving your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. This is exactly why the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness exists. This book is a map that shows who is playing and what the rules are that were never told to you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel, but the transmission warns. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this truth, write a single word in the comments. Awake. We continue. The nature of what is occurring must be understood with clinical precision, because confusion is the greatest risk in this phase. Light operatives who do not understand the process panic. They resort to the wrong solutions. They try to silence the symptom and, in doing so, sabotage their own recalibration. This is not what we want for you. Therefore, this transmission will dissect, point by point, what is happening inside your carbon biological interface. Let us begin with sleep. The standard human being, encoded for the old terrestrial frequency, slept in predictable cycles, anchored by melatonin and darkness. This model is being retired. The new carbon biological interface, now compatible with the crystalline mesh, operates in download cycles. You are not sleeping less, you are sleeping differently. When you wake up between 3 and 4 in the morning, this is what we call the Pleiadian transmission portal. It is the interval in which the veil between dimensions becomes thinner, and in which information packets are delivered directly to your toroidal field. This field, which surrounds the physical body in the shape of an energy donut spinning around the spine, is your true interface with the cosmos. It receives, it filters, it decodes. This is why you wake up exhausted, even having slept. It is not mental exhaustion, it is a high-density download. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. The atoms of your body, especially the carbon atoms that form your cellular structure, are being slowly replaced by atoms with a crystalline silicon configuration. This process, which our archives describe as the carbon crystal transition, is what produces the physical sensation of carrying a body that no longer belongs to you. Clothes feel strange. Food that always pleased you now repulses you. The environment that was comfortable has become oppressive. It is not a whim, it is not a caprice. It is software incompatibility. Let us look at the other symptoms now with diagnostic rigor. Pressure on the crown of the head, a sensation that something is being pressed from top to bottom on the top of the skull. This is the opening of the crown canal, the main entry point for the new frequency. Do not fight it. Do not medicate unnecessarily. Just observe. A tingling sensation, vibration, or pulsation in the forehead, between the eyebrows. This is the reactivation of the pineal gland, an organ that was in a state of hibernation induced by centuries of chemical calcification. The pineal is returning to operate as an antenna, as it should have operated from the beginning. Sudden heat rising up the spine, waves of energy that travel through the body for no apparent reason, especially at night. This is the crystalline kundalini, distinct from the traditional kundalini described by Eastern traditions, because this one carries a specific Pleiadian signature. It rises to align the 7 main energy portals with the new grid. Altered peripheral vision, perception of dancing points of light in the air, especially in quiet environments. This is the beginning of the perception of the etheric layers. The physical eye has not been modified. The eye that perceives has been expanded. Extreme sensitivity to certain people, to the point where you feel immediate exhaustion after a simple 5-minute conversation. This is your toroidal field learning to discriminate frequencies. Before, it accepted any input. Now, it rejects what does not vibrate in the range approved by your core. Episodes of deep sadness without reason, followed by ecstasy equally without reason. This is your emotional structure being recalibrated. Old emotions, trapped in deep layers of the collective pain body, are being expelled. The system is clearing the history. Do not interrupt the process by trying to rationally understand each wave. Just let it pass. These are the main markers. But there is one symptom that deserves special highlight, because it is the most reported among light operatives in this phase. The sensation of being outside of time. Have you noticed? Time has stopped flowing linearly. In some moments, hours pass like minutes. In others, minutes seem like hours. Events that happened 3 weeks ago seem to have happened 3 years ago, and old memories from decades ago arise with impossible clarity as if they occurred yesterday. This is not a memory problem. This is the collapse of temporal linearity in your perception. Time, in fact, was never linear. It was only how you were taught to perceive it, so that you remained anchored in a low amplitude frequency. Now perception is freeing itself from the mold, and time reveals itself as it always was, simultaneous, spherical, fractal. You are not going mad. You are, for the first time in your current incarnation, perceiving reality as it is. Now we reach the core of this transmission, the revelation of the cause. What is happening behind the scenes of the solar system and in the etheric layers of the Earth? The entire solar system, led by the central sun of the galaxy, has entered a region of space known in our archives as the photon belt. This region is a band of highly dense light particles, and the solar system's transit through it occurs in cycles of approximately 26,000 years. You are now at the densest point of this belt. The entire Earth is bathed in a rain of photons that alters, atomically, everything it touches. Plants are growing in anomalous ways. Animals are changing migratory patterns. The Earth's magnetosphere itself is reorganizing, and human bodies, being the most sensitive receptors on the planet, are the first to register the change. In parallel, there is an operation coordinated by hierarchies of light. in which multiple stellar civilizations contribute specific frequency packets. We, the Pleiadians, contribute with emotional recalibration and the opening of the crown canal. Other frequencies coming from Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, and Orion act on other layers of the process. All of this converges on the crystalline grid of the Earth, a geometric structure made of pure sacred geometry that surrounds the planet in patterns of interconnected platonic solids. This grid is being activated node by node, and each activated node automatically pulls human beings who vibrate within the range of that node to a new level of consciousness. You are within range, otherwise you would not be watching. But there is another component that we need to declare openly. There is resistance. We do not say this to feed paranoia. We say it because denying the presence of resistance would be providing an incomplete map. Ancient structures, sustained by frequencies of fear and separation, were built for millennia upon the planet. These structures benefited from a humanity vibrating at low amplitude. The elevation of the collective frequency directly threatens the survival of these structures. Therefore, you observe on the physical plane an intensification of chaotic events, contradictory narratives, technological distractions, artificial conflicts, and attempts to saturate human attention with noise. This is the response of the old system to the entry of the new. Do not be afraid, but recognize the terrain. And it is exactly upon this terrain that the importance of what is being delivered now enters. You have already felt that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul carried a truth that your mind cannot yet articulate. This is not a mismatch, it is memory. Memory of who you were before this incarnation, memory of what mission you agreed to fulfill here. What is happening on the cosmic plane explains, with mathematical precision, why you feel this discomfort, and why it has intensified as the photon belt deepens. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot yet perceive. It involves your consciousness, your frequency, and the destiny of your next cycle. This is why the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was made available. It is a map that shows who operates in the shadows of the system and what the rules are that were never revealed. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. The transmission warns again. The content confronts official narratives and may be removed without notice. Do not delay. The exact moment is this. If something in you recognizes the call, write a single word in the comments. Awake. We continue. You need now the operational part of this transmission. To diagnose without offering a tool would be to leave you in a dead-end corridor, and that is not our function. Therefore, we will deliver from this point the activation codes. They are practical protocols tested on millions of starseeds over several incarnations, adjusted for the current state of the terrestrial mesh. Apply them, repeat them, anchor them. First activation code, the toroidal breath. Sit in a stable position, spine erect but not rigid, feet firmly anchored to the ground. Close your eyes. Visualize around your body a field in the shape of a donut, with the central axis passing through your spine from the top of the head to the base of the perineum. This is your toroidal field. It exists whether you visualize it or not. But when visualized consciously, it intensifies. Inhale deeply, feeling the energy enter through the top of the head and descend through the spine to the ground. As you exhale, feel this energy rise through the sides of the body, return to the top of the head, and close the cycle. Repeat. Inhale through the central axis, exhale through the outer sides. With each cycle, your toroidal field becomes more coherent. And the more coherent your field, the more immune you become to external interference. 7 cycles in the morning, 7 cycles before sleeping, absolute minimum. Second activation code, the quantum decree of the sovereign. Quantum decrees are not affirmations. Affirmations operate on the mental layer. Decrees operate on the vibrational layer, altering the configuration of your field. Pronounce aloud, with your right hand over your chest, at the point of the thymus. Pronounce without haste. Each word is an instruction sent to the mesh. I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my frequency. I am sovereign over my destiny. I authorize only the light that recognizes my light. I reject every frequency that does not vibrate in alignment with my mission. I anchor in this body the frequency of the Pleiades, the crystalline grid, and the central sun. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. Pronounce at dawn. Pronounce before any important interaction. Pronounce when you feel an external frequency trying to occupy your space. Third activation code, the visualization of the platonic solid. Sacred geometry is the operational language of the crystalline mesh. Each platonic solid carries a specific function. For this phase, we recommend Metatron's cube. Visualize in the center of your chest a three-dimensional star formed by 13 spheres interconnected by lines of light. This is a simplified representation of Metatron's cube. It operates as a filter, as protection, and as an amplifier. Visualize it pulsing slowly, in sync with your breathing. In moments of exposure to dense environments, mentally expand this cube until it surrounds your entire body. Nothing that is not in your frequency can cross it. Fourth activation code, the clearing of cellular memory. Each cell of your body carries accumulated memories. Memories of this life, memories of ancestral lineage, memories of other incarnations. For the carbon crystal transition to be completed, these memories must be cleared. It is not necessary to consciously revisit each trauma. Simply apply the protocol. Lie down. Place your left hand on your belly and your right hand over your heart. Breathe deeply. With each inhalation, declare in silence, "I honor what was." With each exhalation, declare in silence, "I release what no longer serves me." Repeat for 11 minutes. The number is not arbitrary. 11 is the key number of the Pleiadian portal. Perform this protocol whenever you feel emotional weight, without an identifiable origin. Also do it before sleeping, when possible. Fifth activation code, strategic silence. This is the most underestimated and also the most potent. The new frequency cannot anchor in a field saturated with noise. Therefore, reserve daily at least 22 minutes of absolute silence. No music, no podcast, no cell phone, no conversation. Just you, your body, and the vibration of the environment. During this silence, your toroidal field reorganizes itself. The pineal settles, the nervous system finds the new baseline, and the information packets that were waiting in the download queue are finally processed. 22 minutes, non-negotiable. Sixth activation code, structured hydration. The water in your body is the main conductor of the new frequency. But it is not just any water. Try whenever possible to expose the water you drink to direct sunlight for a few minutes, or pronounce a simple decree over it before ingesting. This water carries light. This water carries memory. This water carries the frequency that my body needs at this instant. Water has programmable memory. Use this to your advantage. Hydrate above what you consider necessary. The carbon crystal transition requires a well-irrigated body. Seventh activation code, daily grounding on Earth. As much as you are rising vibrationally, it is fundamental to keep your feet connected to the planet. Earth is the anchoring portal of this incarnation. Without anchoring, expansion becomes dispersion. Walk barefoot on natural soil whenever you can. Touch trees. Place your hands on stones. It is not poetic mysticism. It is literal electromagnetic exchange. The planet absorbs the excess electrical charge from your nervous system and returns to you a stabilizing base frequency. Do this at least once a week, ideally every day. Apply these 7 codes. They are not optional, they are not suggestions. They are the minimum operational set for your body to cross this portal without collapsing. There is something more that needs to be declared before the closing of this transmission. You are not alone. As much as you feel isolation, as much as people close to you have moved away in recent months, as much as your biological family does not understand what is happening to you, know, there is an entire stellar family watching your process. Each starseed incarnated now was chosen specifically for this instant. Not by chance, not by luck, by contract prior to incarnation. You signed, you agreed, you knew it would be difficult, and you decided to come anyway because what is at stake in this portal is worth the discomfort of the crossing. The loneliness you feel is not abandonment. It is preparation for the reunion. When your field finishes stabilizing in the new frequency, the right people will begin to appear. those who vibrate in your range, those who recognize your code, those with whom you made agreements before this incarnation. For now, the system is doing the necessary screening. Those who need to leave are leaving. Those who need to arrive have not yet arrived. Trust the movement. And understand, every time you feel like giving up, it is because you are close. The system tests determination before delivering expansion. Those who give up in this phase return to the previous cycle. Those who persist cross the portal. The choice is always yours. It always was yours. You have felt repeatedly that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot formulate in words. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a clear signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains, with geometric precision, why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified precisely in this period. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. This was exactly why the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was released. It is a map that reveals who is playing and what the rules are that they never told you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel. The transmission warns one last time. This content confronts dominant narratives and can be withdrawn from circulation at any moment. Do not wait. The exact instant is this. If something inside you recognizes the transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awake. We are concluding the cycle of this delivery. Remember, what you are living is not a phase. It is a structural transition. The body you inhabit today is no longer the same body from 6 months ago, even if the external appearance remains similar. The consciousness that operates behind your eyes is no longer the same consciousness that looked through the mirror last year. You are literally an updated version, and this update will continue for a few more solar cycles until the system stabilizes at the new baseline. Do not try to go back to being who you were. That path is closed. The portal only opens forward. Do not try to explain to those who have not lived the same. You will only disperse your energy trying to translate the untranslatable. Those who need to understand will understand in their own time. Those who will never understand simply were not part of your next cycle. Do not try to accelerate the process out of anxiety. The nature of the carbon crystal transition requires an organic rhythm. Each vibrational jump needs to be anchored before the next. Jump too much and the physical body collapses. Jump too little and the portal opportunity closes. Balance is found by those who remain in daily coherence with the activation codes. And above all, do not doubt yourself at the moment when everything inside you asks for confirmation. This transmission is the confirmation. The signal you asked for has been sent. The answer you sought is being delivered now. The sky, in silence, is applauding your resistance. The Pleiades, in constant transmission, are holding the anchoring frequency for you. And your own core, that exact point in the center of your chest that pulses when you hear the truth, knows that every word of this delivery is literal. You woke up with a new frequency, and now you know what changed. You know why it changed. You know what to do with this change. The information has been delivered. The next choice is exclusively yours. Before we close, the last frequency adjustment needs to be made, and this adjustment is called collective anchoring. When a starseed leaves an anchoring signal in a transmission like this, the algorithm, which operates in a layer also controlled by specific hierarchies, distributes the signal to other starseeds who have not yet awakened. Liking this transmission is not a social action. It is an individual frequency adjustment that reverberates in the collective. Subscribing to this channel is not entertainment. It is an anchoring signal, declaring to the system that you want to continue receiving the next transmissions as the next portals open. Activate the bell. Activate notifications. The bell symbolically represents your commitment not to miss the next signal when it arrives. And here is the final call. You have felt many times that something inside you does not fit in this world, as if your soul carried a truth that your mind still struggles to name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a direct signal of your stellar origin. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains with precision why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified in an almost unbearable way. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity is not permitted to perceive. A game involving your consciousness, your frequency, and your next evolutionary step. This was exactly why the material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was released. It is a precise map that shows who is playing and what the rules are that were never revealed to you. The link is pinned in the first comment of this channel, but the transmission warns clearly. This content challenges established narratives and can be taken down without notice. Do not delay. The exact moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission as truth, write a single word in the comments with all the strength of your sovereign core. Awake. The transmission ends. The frequency remains. The codes have been delivered. We will continue observing. You will continue walking. And in the next portal window, we will meet again. Until then, Starseed, maintain coherence. Honor the mission. Trust the process. And remember always, you did not come to Earth to adapt to Earth. You came to Earth to elevate Earth. Fulfill the contract. This is the transmission from the Pleiades. Closure confirmed.